Thank you so much, Anamana Baboko Nevaskana. I've got this question for the nation of Zimbabwe. Do we know what we have in our land? Kana kutipane vamwe vanhu vanotizivira zviri munyika medu. Right now, I'm in the city of Masvingo. If you know history well, Masvingo was the second city when the pioneer column came to Zimbabwe. Vakaenda Marani Sosbin in 1890. But in 2 Augusta, they discovered. Is it true that they discovered? But my question to us today as Zimbabweans, as Christians, do we know what we have? I'm not quite sure if you know. Right, I'm in Fort Victoria. All right, do you know what Deft Livingstone, he went to Victoria Falls and he said, I discovered Victoria Falls. Is it true about that narrative? I don't think so. Because does it discover it? No. The Bible speaks about the two ladies vachisangana, right? Vanga vakatakura Jesus Christ, umakatakura John the Baptist. But zvaitika ndezvekuti one akatakura Jesu, nakatakura John the Baptist. These children they knew that kuti maybe vana ava vasi kutoziva zviri muna mai vavo, but vana ava vakakwakukirana. As I move, you can see this tanker. Vana ava vakakwakukirana, all right? Vana vakakwakukirana, vana they greeted each other. But the parents greeted each other, I don't know. I'm not quite sure if it's written. But many times in our life, we don't know what is in us. I don't believe it's material. John the Baptist was not supposed to be beheaded. But why was he beheaded? Of one reason. If you are an announcer, can I radio not. But John the Baptist continued preaching the word of God. He was an announcer of Jesus Christ. He was supposed to announce Jesus Christ. Open the church ya Jesus. But I got open the church yake. And do you know what? Out in prison, he asked him, are you the Messiah? Even John the Baptist could not know who Jesus Christ was. Akura akakanganwa. My question which I have with you, Zimbabweans, do we know what we have? Prophet Angel, 15 January, 15 January 2026, he prophesied upon the nation of Zimbabwe. In the city of Masvingo, there shall be gold. When we speak about the city of Masvingo, UNESCO, right? It's one of my list because of Great Zimbabwe. It's a historical place. But is it a historical place? It's more than that. But the prophet of God, Prophet Angel, my question is in the nation of Zimbabwe, to our leaders, to everyone, do we know what we have in our land, especially the men of God? Samaria, and the prophet of God said that tomorrow by this time, Samaria, right? My question is, do we know what we have in the nation of Zimbabwe? Right. Year in, year out, and I should not matter. But the time when they had an encounter with the men of God, that the time Pakawana breakthrough Pakabata Mwana. My question is, do we know what we have in our nation of Zimbabwe? Abraham, he was carrying a prophetic word, but Abraham understood, realized why? Because Abraham understood what he has in him. Zimbabwe. The prophet Angel, he gave a prophetic word. A prophetic word. He said, a few days ago, I'm not quite sure about gold. Why? Because, but my question is, do we know what we have in the nation of Zimbabwe? God have given us resources. And the resources in human capital, the voices, the portal, the minds, the antennas. But as a nation, as a people, do we know what we have? Prophet Angel spoke about but my question is, as leaders, as elders, what are we supposed to do this year? Okay, okay, he is able to decode from where? From USA, very mono. But in the there's someone at Marare, Asana Imba, Asana Mana, business Agosubata Zakanaka. I was not supposed to sit down, Patsokazavo, Tova Vunzo, Timararu teaching, not looking at their character, how they portray their lives, Ishikiro here, in Nusa, but to hear what God is saying to them. Do you know that the people of Israel, they understood David with all his weaknesses because they knew what was in him? There's a man called Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa. What did he do, Prophet Makandiwa? He prophesied about COVID. Okay, the people invented this thing. akapiwa the people akainventa this tanker akatendwa nevanhu vake. The man who invented AK-47 in 1947 akatendwa with the Germans. That's why futi yoyo ichita zvine musoro. The Ford tractor iri apo, the man who invented the Ford tractor iri apo akatendwa ne Ford tractor. Ford tractor ikamtenda. The Wright brothers vakainventa ndege avakatendwa vachidonha vachita saying, are we able kutenda vanhu vamwari vatakapiwa naMwari? Prophet Makando spoke about COVID. The disease, I'm not sure what yakagadzirwa yakauya nani, but vakaprofita kuuya kwayo. He spoke about the cure, but no one recorded it. It will die down in documentaries. But my question is, do you know what we have in this nation of Zimbabwe? I'm not quite sure. I pose this question. There's a man called Apostle Tabonga Butabashi. Is at the rightful place to Uganda. Who bought the ticket? I don't know. Why on the service? I don't know. The day the man of God Benny said, I want to come to Africa, he was there. And then what happened? Benny came to Zimbabwe. What happened is Zimbabwe was number one in the tourism attractions in the land. Why? Because of one man called Apostle Tabonga Butabashi from this city of Masvingo was at the rightful place. But my question is, akuna ere vanhu vari kuAshton Park, akuna ere vanhu vari kuWestland, asina imba, asina mwana. But my question is, do we know what we have in the nation of Zimbabwe? We've got a lady called Memory Matimbire, that woman of God. Look, he went to see the sports center Vagazaza. He went to National Sports Center Vagazaza. But I've got this question. All right, we have got gender-based Goma groups aripo. Is it not the voice which you are supposed to call? Right. Telema ministries and Zimbabwe emadzimai. Is it not that can I go to that city sports center under the Nekutaura on channels, on platforms, on portal about ladies issues? My question is, do we know what we have in our land? As I close, Evangelist Tima Pranga, he interpreted Pastor Benny Hinn. He never listened to his messages before Satvauya. He was not but there was an opportunity which came and he interpreted Nyikese Kafara, not Nyikese, the whole world was mesmerized. Why? But do we know what was in him? Do we know what is in our land? I need to speak to politicians. I need to speak to leaders, civil societies groups. Do we know what we have in our land? Prophet Angel prophesied about God. Prophet Makando, he prophesied about COVID. Apostle Tawashe, he made the men of God to come to Zimbabwe. Amen Matimbire, he food supposed to them. And also Stephen Mapranga, he interpreted them. But do we know what we have in our land? It's just a question to pose to you. Do we know what we have in this nation? God bless you.